Scorpio, it looks like you're going through like a major process of refining something, perfecting something. I feel like it's some type of corrosive process that you've been going through, and it might have felt more corrosive in the beginning than it does now because I feel like you've done so much work, and so like anything that was being corroded is almost worn down, but it feels like there's one piece that is still being processed. I feel like you've been processing something for a long time or trying to um find like the answer to some type of mystery or question or situation that you're in. There's something about the situation that you've been in that's been really confusing and has brought a lot of uncertainty. And like as a Scorpio, I kept getting this feeling. I saw there's this black like dark painting. It almost looked like, and I saw you take like a, those white squeegee brushes or whatever, and you were like, you know, um, cleaning this darkness off of this painting, and you were getting around it and you were taking it in chunks, and then finally you get to the middle and you like undo it, and then it's the death card. And I was like, but that's you. But I do feel like since we have letting go here, it feels like you were trying to figure out an answer to some type of situation, and you get to like the answer, but the answer is death, and the answer is letting go, and the answer is maybe not the answer that you were hoping for. And so I think it's been this process of like you processing, accepting, surrendering, releasing something that has been really, I'm hearing, corroding your spirit or hurting your spirit or hurting. It's like it hurts. It's like the idea of the future. It hurts your idea of the future. I don't know. It could be some type of group of people or a romantic relationship that I was seeing that's really like just creating so much uncertainty. But I feel like it's because there's some type of deception attached to this group of people or this person that you've been dealing with or have dealt with. And it's like you can't figure out all of like the deception or what's behind the picture of what the situation is, but it's almost like you have to just accept that like this is what it is, that it's always going to be deceptive, and that like you may not be able to figure out like exactly why it's deceptive. And I think that that in some way was part of what you're learning. It's like, when do I just accept that I can't figure something out? When do I just accept that this situation is just going to be what it is, and there's there's maybe a mystery behind it, but I'm not meant to know about it because it's just like hurting me to try to figure it out. Like I feel like whatever you've been trying to figure out with an external situation or with other people has been really harming your energy. And it's not like you weren't supposed to figure it out, because there was pieces of this that I feel like you had to process about the situation, but it was more stuff that was like only about you. And now you've gotten to this point where you've processed all this stuff about you, and there really is nothing else that I'm seeing that's like a huge thing you need to process, maybe except for just letting the situation go fully. Some of you have already done this though, so I just want to say that much. But it is really like giving, like I'm almost getting this sense from you, Scorpio. I wonder if you were processing some of this person's karma or pain, or it's almost like staying in a situation. It feels like staying in a situation with something or somebody to out of obligation or out of a feeling of guilt or out of a feeling of loyalty. And so it's almost like you're being asked to let this person just like process on their own. And I don't know, I feel like there's some type of pressure that you're dealing with here, Scorpio. Like maybe this person's pressuring you to stay, or pressuring you to not do something, or pressuring you to make some type of move that you don't want to make, or you want to make a move but they're pressuring you not to. There's definitely pressure that I'm feeling here from an outside source. But you also may be feeling internal pressure, or maybe confusing external pressure with internal pressure, because there's something about that here coming through. You may feel like a beginner because we have the maiden here, but you're not. Like I'm getting 100% this confirmation from spirit that you have you're very, very good at processing. It's like literally your power, right? You're like an emotional processing machine. But I'm also getting the sense from spirit, like I think that you've been learning about like, when do I stop processing a situation? When does that really come to full fruition for me? And when do I need to stop being engaged with certain people that are asking me to regulate their emotions, that are asking me to process their trauma, that are asking me to be the vulnerable sounding board, but they're really not learning anything. It's almost like I feel like you've been dealing with a situation where you were hoping that if you gave enough of your energy, or you processed enough, or you did enough work, that this person would, change and grow with you, or the situation would change and grow with you. But the situation has consistently led you to death, and letting go, which is this autumn card. And I also genuinely do feel for you, Scorpio, that whatever you've been learning about letting go, like this whole situation that you've been dealing with has been this huge learning process for you. And it's not been the same as other things or situations you've been in. This has been a very different type of situation you've been in. It's been a curveball for you. I'm hearing curveball specifically. And I think it was really genuinely to help you find your own power, but help you to realize that, like, I don't even feel like you want to be a leader, Scorpio, but you are genuinely in some way in your life being asked to become a leader in some way. And it's through what you've been learning through this process, this curveball of a process, this intense, it feels very intense what you've been dealing with, this intense situation where you've been just trying to purify it, like really just do whatever you need to do to figure it out. Because I do feel like it's been something you've been just like, okay, I just really need to figure this out. I really need to make a decision. I want to feel in control. I want to know what I'm going to do. I want to know where I'm going. And again, there's something about the situation that's just like, you can't figure it out all the way. You're not going to be able to. And I think you know that. I think that there's an acceptance from you. I'm feeling like over, like, I'm not going to be able to figure this out. And that's okay. And when is it time for me to just put this down? Because there's nothing else I can do here. Because that's the feeling I'm getting. There's nothing else for you to do here. And so I think the challenge, right, is like accepting that, of course, and even surrendering the situation and feeling all the feelings of letting go. And then also the challenge here is taking the focus that you've been, that you're really good at, right? Like you've been processing so much. It's almost like now you don't have to process as much anymore, Scorpio. You're being asked to like focus on somewhere you can build and create instead of take down. And I do genuinely feel like that you're not at the place yet where you're ready to build yet. I just want to say that much. This takes time. So I want to say, like, the death process takes a long time sometimes, which you would know. But I also just want to say that, like, you are releasing this, but I do feel there's one last piece that you're going over right now that it feels like the last puzzle piece. Because I'm seeing someone put the last puzzle piece in the whole picture. And I definitely did see you clear the whole board off of that darkness on that painting to come to the realization of, like, I need to surrender this. Like, and it's not an easy realization to come to, because I think that when we go through any type of process where we've been putting a lot of work into it, even if it's to release something, it's still hard because we put so much energy into that thing. It's like, I've invested so much of my energy here. Like, how do I change focus? How do I accept that it's just not going to be what I want? Like, that's such a hard place to be. And that takes time, because it takes time for our nervous system to accept things. A lot of the times, even if our soul and our self is like super like, I'm done with this. It can take a long time for our nervous system or our ego to be like, okay, I'm done. I give up. Right. And so I think that you're just like on this last piece, but I do want to say that whatever this process has been for you has been not turning you into. It's been showing you deeper parts of yourself that are stronger than you realized, more confident than you realized, more spiritual than you realized, more inspired than you even realized. Like, I feel like there's some type of life shift that you're going through that's so major right now that's helping you, like, see where you're supposed to be stepping into. And whatever situation you're coming from, Scorpio, it could not hold your energy. It was not a safe or a good container for you. It was like a lesson. It was like a difficult, challenging situation so that you could really find yourself and see your how you are a leader, and see how strong you are, and see that you can process the most difficult things, and how you really can show up extremely nurturing, and you figured out how to release things in a new way, in a deeper way, in a way that's more connected to you, or more towards your Scorpion nature. But like, it's deeper than that. Like, whatever you've learned in this process has been extremely valuable and deep. But like, it's not something that most people will ever understand in their lifetime, is what I'm getting. And it has something to do with you teaching or leading in some way to show other people how to process certain types of deep trauma or deep emotions or deep deceptive, like really deceptive situations. Like this is, you were learning how to do like the intricacies of how to move in and out of those types of situations so that you could learn how to truly, in a very big way, release, maybe in all areas. Like I'm saying mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And it's all in some way to show others how to do that too. It's like you're the one holding the lamp, like, or the light, like, come this way. Like, I know how to do this. I've done this before. And I do really genuinely feel like the collective right now is going through this huge death process. Really, like, I really am. And I think that somehow you're helping the collective, even if it's just energetically, release and learn how to release through the way that your energy is working. It's like you had to clear some type of darkness or some type of karma that was keeping you from accessing this deep processing ability. You've always been able to process those. So I don't want to say like you haven't been able to do this, but it does feel like it's not surface level. This feels extreme, like the deepest parts of things, the deepest things you can process. That's what you've been learning how to do. And that's why the situation has, I think, been so difficult, because no one really gave you that. I feel like that you've been really doing this intuitive process of trying to figure this out, and no one really gave you a guidebook on like, this is how you do this, and this is how you let things go, and this is how you get into those deep places. I think you've been doing all that on your own. And so I do want to say, I think you should really give yourself a lot of credit and a lot of I'm hearing breakthrough, but ease. Like, I don't want you to be hard on yourself here, Scorpio, because you couldn't figure it out. Because I do feel like there may be a part of your energy that's like, why couldn't you, do this? Or why didn't we do this? Or, why did you do that? Why did you do it that way? Or why did you make that mistake? Like, don't, like, that part of you, of course, thank it for protecting you, but it's not something that's going to be helpful. And I do feel like part of this process was like making that voice not so powerful. The voice inside you that's like critical or judgmental or pressuring you, because there's some type of situation that I feel like you're in externally that is pressuring you. And it's pressuring you to make a decision it's pressuring you to make a decision to betray yourself or to abandon yourself in some big way. To stay connected to it, to specifically stay connected to this situation, is asking you to abandon yourself, to betray yourself, to not listen to your intuition, to follow someone else's path, to not pick the path that's most aligned with you. And I do feel like, again, this process has been about breaking down the parts of you that are holding on to it or are allowing you to stay attached in some way. Like, that's what's been breaking down. And that's what this whole process has been about for you. Okay, I want to get into the tarot because I feel like I got so deep into it. I want to see what else did I say. Yeah, I said you're honing a process. There's refinement. You want to get things right. I kept seeing like straight lines, like geometric shapes of straight lines. And you want to be really organized with how and what you're doing. Like, I feel like you really want a clean space or a clean environment or a clean energy body. You want to find your way out of something. There's a gnawing realization of what long-term happiness and fulfillment looks like, and this is not it. If you're tied to some type of external situation, but you would know this. And then I put figure it out completely. Yeah, I was talking about figuring it out, not being able to figure it out completely because you just can't figure out what this deceptive situation is all the way. Like, it's some type of riddle that you're not meant to solve. That's what it feels like, at least now. Because you already solved whatever this riddle was inside of you, it feels like, or whatever. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, let's get into the tarot. My hair is just driving me nuts today. I can't even tell you. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see what comes out for you. Four of Swords. Yeah, I do feel, yeah, you're recovering for sure from something. I think that, like, and two, it's like this, it's like a part of you really needs to, like, to have space from something. Like, this Maiden card with the Four of Swords feels like there's just a part of me that's just so tired. There's just a part of me that is just needs quiet and silence and just back away. Like, there's 100% Scorpio. I'm feeling like a boundary here. There's a boundary here. You have a boundary with one part of you that really I feel like needs to be listened to, or you're trying to listen to it. Okay, 4 of Swords. But rest and recovery for sure. 3 of Pentacles. I'm still seeing you show up for something, even if it's hard. Even if you want to rest, I'm still seeing you show up. Queen of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. Hold on. Ace of Wands. The Hangman upright. Is that meant to be upright? Hold on. I don't know because it was upside down in the deck. Yeah, it's almost upright. I'm just going to take it upright because it definitely is almost upright. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. You're seeing something really clearly. Like this is, okay. So the Hangman upright is like enlightenment achieved, like seeing things from a completely new perspective, really like seeing the path extremely clearly. And I keep going back with this, like this process you've been in, this corrosive process has been about giving you a higher perspective of yourself, of your life, of what you feel attracted to and why, right? A lot of this feels like it's tied to your desires in some way, and desires that feel healthy and unhealthy in some way. And like you got and are getting connected to the deepest, darkest parts of you, right? And those include desires that are, let's say, more unhealthy, right? Attachments that you feel are harming you, right? Like it really does feel like you're trying to get connected to yourself in a really deep way here to be able to, again, have a higher perspective. And something is coming through with you knowing when a cycle is closed and when it's not closed, and being able to call it when that's happening. Like this was about learning that too, which I've said before already. I feel like you're excited about something. There feels like there's some type of excitement here about something. You still feel trapped mentally, which is fair. I think that's what this letting go process is about. It's like, why do I have all of these thoughts about the situation? Should I even be, is this situation even worthy? This is what I'm hearing. Is this situation even worthy of me being so stuck in my head over it? And how do I realize that I'm having a lot of these types of thoughts, and how do I show up for myself and manage the mental aspect of this? Because the mental aspect of this feels like it's what's tripping you up. It's like mental, you may feel like you more have an idea of emotionally how you're feeling. Like you may feel like, I don't like this, I don't want to do this anymore, this is not working for me. But your head may be going, well, are you sure about that? Well, you know, you need to show up this way. Well, what happens if you lose this type of resource? Well, what happens if we do that and then this happens? And so I feel like your head and your heart are having a little bit of a tug of war here, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Yeah, okay. Can I see the 8 of Swords really quick about what this is about? 7 of Wands. Yeah, it's about you really, this is what I'm saying. It's like you really want to protect yourself in some way and stand your ground in some way, but that there's these thoughts that are making you feel like you're somehow not able to do that, or you're not allowed, or there's some type of pressure. Like, again, I'm seeing someone come up to these, I'm seeing this as you, right? And you're like trying to protect yourself. I'm seeing someone come up to you and push energy onto these 7 of Wands, like to push the 7 of Wands into your face. Like I've never seen it like that, but I'm seeing that happen. So someone is 100% testing your boundaries here is what I'm feeling. And you are, and again, I wonder if that's also where these thoughts are coming from. Like, why does the situation feel so intense? Why is this pressuring me so much? And I think this is also about getting connected to like, is this even worth the pressure that I'm placing on myself? Because I do feel like there's an aspect of your energy that may be responding to this outside pressure, but it feels like it's from something like from the past. So like if you're feeling external pressure from a situation in some way, that means there's some part of you internally that is responding to that pressure. It can only have a hook, right? If you have a part of you that's pressuring yourself too, right? If someone's pressuring you and you don't feel that internal pressure, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. If you don't feel pressure, then they can't pressure you. Does that make sense? And so I think that one of the guidance here from your guides is to look at where you are still pressuring yourself and why. Because the why is going to be different than I think you think it is. Because it's going to be like, I'm pressuring myself because I was once pressured in this way when I was younger. I'm pressuring myself because I'm feeling obligated to a idea or a belief system that is telling me that I have to show up in a certain way to be accepted, or I have to show up in a certain way because this person is saying I should. And so I think that getting really quiet and going within and being like, okay, why am I pressuring myself? Is this situation even worthy of this pressure? And can I not pressure myself in the situation because this situation is pressuring me enough? And I deserve and I am worthy and I deserve boundaries. And if someone is pushing on my boundaries, that is not okay, first of all. But second of all, the only way that they can actually push on your boundaries is like, yeah, of course you can feel that external pressure. And I'm not saying that there's not external pressure, but you can, if you are not letting it pressure you, like internally, that is going to help your boundaries stay up automatically because you don't feel like you need to take them down to acquiesce to someone else's pressure or what they want you to do to make them I feel like someone wants you to regulate them by having your boundaries down. And again, it feels like making a choice to like they want you to make a choice to pull these down and like let you have access and like somehow let them in. And it's like, no, and I think that you're really like questioning this. Like, what is this? What is going on? Why am I allowing this? Like, this is not okay. And I think you're getting to this point, Scorpio, of like, I need to figure out whatever it is internally that's telling me that I need to do this for this person when that's not actually what's aligned for me. I need to figure out why I'm feeling pressure internally to do that when it's definitely not what I really feel like I should be doing. Although your mind is going to be telling you, but are you sure? Like, are you sure about that? Is that really what you think you should be doing? But that's not, again, I think that it's giving those thoughts like saying, okay, I hear you. I totally get that you're like here for me and you're protecting me and I get it. And it's scary. And yeah, we don't know. And what if it does happen? Okay, what if it does, right? Like really giving those thoughts less power because you're not trapped and you don't have to listen to this and you don't have to pressure yourself and you shouldn't be hard on yourself and you should keep your boundaries up and you know what I mean? Tend to this part of you that is so afraid of saying no because I really do feel like it's like this part of you that feels like obligated or like, yeah, like because of whatever someone else is saying or someone else, it's almost like someone else is in pain, right? And you're like, and you feel like bad because you're like, I see you're in pain and I want to help you and I know I can help you, but like I can't because like when I help you, I hurt myself. And like I think that that's like one of those slow realizations you've been coming to, Scorpio. Like I don't want to keep hurting myself over the situation. Like this is not even mine now. Like I've done all the work. Like this is not even mine. Why? But I mean, there's a little bit more work to do about with the pressure and stuff. And I'm not saying you're done with your work or you even feel like you're done with your work, but this does feel like you've done a lot of processing over this. Like it doesn't feel like you have that much more to process about this. I think it is really just letting the mental space, like somehow quieting the mental space down with meditation, Reiki, and just really connecting to like your heart and what you need because you don't deserve to be pressured to take your boundaries down in any way. And even if you are obligated in some way, right? Obligated in some way, it does not require you to abandon yourself. And I think that you're like, okay, I don't want to abandon myself for this anymore. Like, and I think that you're just getting to that point. And it's a good thing. It just sucks. It freaking hurts. King of Swords. Okay. King of Swords. What's King of Swords? Yeah, I think you're protecting yourself from it. I think this King of Swords is someone else. It came out like sideways, so yeah, it's like this person again. I don't know how you're connected to this person. Okay, what's this King of Swords and Knight of Cups? Nine of Swords. You definitely have fear in some way surrounding this person. And it's hard for you to see when it comes to this person. It's hard for you to see like it's hard for you to see. But on the horizon, you're going to be seeing. You see how it cleared up? I always take that as a message. Devil in reverse. Oh my God. I am so happy. I'm so happy. Scorpio, yes. I love this so much. Oh my God. Okay, because I feel like this is what you've been wanting. Like, I feel like, okay, if you would know this. You would have been in a situation that was like so hard to pull yourself out of, like super magnetic, super sticky, maybe connected to a romantic relationship for some of you or a group of people, but it would have felt like a pull you could not say no to. Like you had something in you responding to some type of devil situation on the horizon. You have been manifesting moving to calmer waters and releasing some type of unhealthy dynamic or unhealthy coping mechanism or unhealthy attachment. And on the horizon, I'm just like, I'm so happy. On the horizon, you are releasing an extremely unhealthy, very blurry very, very blurry situation. And I feel like it's like you're going to feel so much better, Scorpio. I feel like you're going to have a breath of, I think this is what you've been looking for. Like, I think that you've been worried that you weren't going to be able to overcome the situation in some way. And you are. The devil in reverse. I want to see the devil in reverse. The Hierophant. Yes, it's tied to your belief system. It's tied also to you showing up in a leadership role. Like, you were meant to overcome this in a really big way to show others how to do the same thing. Again, I am feeling like you're supposed to be, you're like stepping up into some type of new role, or there's some type of thing you're teaching, like some type of thing that you're teaching others. It feels like the wheel, like this is the new, I feel like you're stepping into a new cycle where you're going to be a spiritual leader, like 100%. Even if in some way you're not externally there yet, I just want to say this much. Energy is so prevalent and so important. And I feel like people do not, because of our society and all of these things about what you can't see is not real, right? Like all of these ways that society tells us that energy is not real, that we can't feel certain things, that we're not connected to anything bigger than ourselves, right? It's like, it really, what was I going to say? It really downplays how significant each person is. Like every single person on this earth is so significant spiritually and actually every single person is worthy. Every single person, I mean, yes, some people do fucked up shit, like don't get me wrong, but every single person is worthy, inherently worthy, just for being alive. And I feel like you're doing something so spiritually significant and nobody can see, and I can see it. And I think others are going to be seeing the Scorpio, but you've been in a very tight, I'm hearing tight, isolated, challenging, sticky, magnetic, painful, grueling, corrosive process. Like probably the most painful or the most difficult process you've had to overcome. And what you've done is so spiritually important. But I feel like because of society and because of energy and because of maybe people just not recognizing you and seeing what you're doing, it's like you are like feeling all of this and you may be seeing all this and you may actually know what I'm saying, but like people, it's not being validated externally. But I'm seeing on the horizon it's going to be. Because I saw what process are you trying to move through, and I got 6 of Wands. And it was that's public recognition as well as success, victory, right? In one's endeavor. And I'm saying that that's where you're moving to, Scorpio. And it's just like beautiful. I wish it wasn't blurry. There's must be a reason. It's always blurry for a reason. Like yeah. You're moving into such a beautiful cycle. And I think that like the lack of seeing, right? I think it's just really hard to see this. I really do. Like we got into this new, like on the horizon. You can't see what's on the right now. You can, right? Like I love it. When I'm supposed to say what I'm supposed to say, it clears up. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to say here? Because it always clears up when I say what I'm supposed to say about it. But you're going to be seeing clearly on the horizon, even though you can't right now. And you have been working towards this, okay? I want to say that much. You have been working so hard, Scorpio. So hard. Your hard work is going to pay off. You just haven't seen it yet. But I'm saying on the horizon, you are overcoming an extremely difficult situation where you may have felt like you had this pattern for years. Like this type of pattern. It may not be with the same people, but it's like some type of pattern has been playing itself out. It's karmic pattern, right? And you may have had like unhealthy attachments with people that like to pressure you, people that are deceptive. And in some way you needed to go through that to release something in you, some type of pain, wounding, trauma that was keeping you from moving forward, but keeping you attached to the situation, but also keeping you from seeing clearly who you actually are as like spiritually significant, actually significant. This is about finding your worth, but by realizing you've always been worthy, but also realizing how magical and how amazing you are as a person, Scorpio, because you are. Like you have a insane gift that people have tried to take advantage of, that you may have been giving and investing in situations where people have been taking advantage. I mean, you're taking care of this gift. Interesting. Taking advantage of this gift. And this process has been about removing whatever it is in you that responds to those wanting to give to those types of people, or to give to situations where you're not going to be benefited from. And you needed to go through a situation like that to realize, oh, whoa, I'm actually giving to like something that's not growing, something that's actually hurting me, something that's actually not long-term, even though I wanted it to be, right? even though I thought it may have been for a long time, I've been doing that, and I don't want to do that anymore because I don't deserve that. This is about you seeing what you deserve and what you don't deserve, but also how you've been treating yourself, and how important, the most important thing that you've learned out of this whole thing, I feel like, Scorpio, is you need to treat yourself right first. And if you're in a situation where somebody is asking you to not put yourself first, that is 100% a situation that you need to transmute and move on from. And this situation, for some reason, was like a curveball for you. And it was not like a normal type of situation for you that where like, you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. Why would I put up with this? No, like there was some type of karmic tie, some type of attachment wounding, some type of trauma that you needed to clear out, because it was keeping you invested in situations, and you may still be invested in this. Oh, I don't feel like you are as much emotionally or energetically, but maybe practically you are, right? And so externally, things are going to start matching your internal world. I'm just saying that sometimes it takes a minute for the external situations to catch up to what's going on spiritually and emotionally within ourselves, right? But I'm seeing on the horizon that's what's happening. And I just like, I'm so proud of you, and your guides are so proud of you. And I think that if you can see, this is something you can claim, right? Like, this is what's happening on the horizon. You can go, yeah, that is. And then you can do everything you can to make that a possibility. That's what I think your guides want to do. And there is an opportunity for you to say, no, I don't want to do that, and still invest in the situation. But this is the ultimate outcome you're going to come to anyways. It's just, when are you going to come to it? And it doesn't matter, right? Like, it matters in the way of like, yes, it's going to hurt you if you stay connected, but it's also something that you're still learning a lot from. And so it's really your choice. And I think that this comes down to something in you was like, I don't have a choice. Something in you was saying, I don't feel like I have a choice here. I feel trapped. I feel helpless. I feel like I'm powerless to the situation. And this process has been about uncovering that you're not trapped, that you're not helpless, that you do have power, that you can choose, that you have everything inside of you that you need. And if there's a part of you that's responding to this devil situation and reaching outside of you for something, that's data. It's just data. I think if we could just look at it as data instead of like, oh, I made this horrible mistake, and like go through the whole thing, right? Like, I think that also has been this process for you of being like, how can I look at this as like a learning opportunity? How can I look at this as something that is going to help me, not harm me? How am I going to look at this? How am I looking at this and seeing where I've overcome everything? Like, you've been really hard on yourself here. And I think that this process also has been about you releasing that I need to be perfect, or I need to have to do everything that everyone wants of me to like be okay, or somehow be somehow be accepted, or not. Like, it's like you're trying to, it feels like you were trying to avoid a conflict with some type of situation externally by like acquiescing, right? And I've done that, like, there's no judgment when I'm saying this. Like, obviously I do this a lot still, because it's hard, right? It's really hard to stick up for yourself, especially if you had like trauma in any way, which I do feel like some of you might have. Okay. I want to get any final advice, but I'm excited about where you're going. This is so good. And this is about adopting new beliefs. This is about saying, any type of situation that comes my way, I can overcome it. Any type of situation that I have been through, I have overcome. I have survived. And it's really about seeing your power here. And it's hard because there's like, right? Like, there's this stuff in you, right? Like, this fear and all this stuff and all the head stuff, right? But it's like saying, like, I hear you. I get it. It's scary. Of course I'm having a lot of thoughts. Of course I feel trapped. Of course I feel helpless. This situation has made me feel like a lot of those things. Can I validate those feelings without letting them rule everything that I can see? Because you can see everything, Scorpio. It's just, what do you want to invest in seeing? Do you want to invest in seeing this Nine of Pentacles and this devil in reverse and you overcoming this? Or do you want to envision you being helpless and feeling powerless? And there's nothing wrong with either of those things, right? Like, and of course it's what we tend to, right? And it's not about saying, like, it's not about saying like, this is not supposed to be here, I'm not supposed to be having these thoughts. No, it's just saying, hey, I see the thoughts, and I'm gonna choose to turn those thoughts down, and I'm gonna choose to turn the empowerment and the courageous and the I can overcome anything voices up, right? And it really is about what you're investing in seeing. And I think that there's an external situation that's almost exactly like this internal thing that's happening with you, and it is creating the illusion of not being able to see. but you can see. There is Nine of Pentacles up ahead. It's just blurry, right? You can see, it's just hard to see. It's not that it's not impossible to see, right? We can still see the cards, but it's not exactly totally clear, right? Yeah. Okay. Any other advice? Father of Pentacles. Advice for Scorpio. The Hanged Man, this is in reverse. So you have the Hanged Man upright. The Empress. Keep nurturing. I'm hearing keep nurturing any kind of pause you have going on with some type of situation. Okay. Keep nurturing any type of wounding you have. Keep nurturing any type of pause and any kind of, like, I like the bat is like kind of covering up. It's like, and hanging upside down. Like it's a much needed pause. I'm hearing from your guides. There's a pause that's needed for some reason. Why? Why is a pause needed? This is in reverse. The High Priestess is in reverse. Because, why? What's the High Priestess in reverse? Six of Wands. There's a Six of Wands coming out. Six of Wands. Yeah, this is you coming to that realization I was talking about in the beginning about, like, you're not able to see here. And, like, you're successfully, emotionally, intuitively, even understanding that you can intuitively see here. I don't know what it is about the situation, but there's something about it that you just can't see. And it's like the success is going, I can't see this. Okay, I can't see this. Like, I don't need to see this. The success is saying, I can't see here, and that's okay. I'm going to let it go. I don't need to see what's behind the curtain over there. You know what I mean? And I need to just walk away. Yeah. The success is going, this is not growing. This is something I don't emotionally want to be attached to anymore. This is something that I can't see through, and that's a problem. Like, if someone is going, if there's a group of people, or there's an external situation or a person that is going to the lengths where they don't even see their own behavior. Because it feels like it feels like if you're attached to somebody, there's some type of deception going on that this person, like, literally actually believes that is not happening within themselves. They're doing some type of deception, and they're actually really believing they're not doing it. And so because of that, because they can't even see their own intentions and they can't even see what they're doing, you can't see. Do you get what I mean? If someone can't see something in themselves, we can of course see that, but sometimes, especially if we're attached to a situation, it's almost like there's some type of situation you're in that you cannot see, and you're not able to see, and you won't be able to see, and you've come to this like crazy epiphany realization of, I am not going to actually figure this out. And, like, that's okay. And also the intuitive knowing that this is not where you're supposed to be anymore. You would feel this, like, to this point of, like, pressure. And this is a different type of pressure. This would be like a soul pressure and a spiritual pressure that I'm feeling. Not from your guides. It's like your soul is creating pressure. Like, walk away from this, Scorpio. Like, you need to walk away from this. Like, this is, you can't say attack. Like, it's almost like it's getting so, like, like, that's the kind of the feeling I'm getting. Because you've done all of what you can here. And I really am feeling your guides be like, let's go. Like, come on. Like, kind of like, you know, like pulling you a lot. Like, let's go over here, because it's hard too, because, like, I get it. Like, as a Scorpio, like, you're like, I need to figure this out. And especially if it's something you can't figure out, Scorpio, it's like so hard to, like, not walk away. And it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to not walk away, but it's hard to walk away. It can be hard to walk away from a situation you can't figure out. But I do feel like you're at your wit's end with something. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. And it's because you've successfully emotionally processed everything you have processed here. And now it's just the act of moving away that I think that you're in the middle of. And Spirit is saying, you're going to have all these realizations. I think it's just that this is why this Hanged Man, there's like a need to take away everyone else's voices, especially whatever situation you've been attached to that you're walking away from right now. Like, try not to engage in that as much as possible. There needs to be a sacred pause, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. A sacred pause for you to get connected to yourself again. If you're feeling disconnected, if you're not, then just taking just resting and recovering. Because I feel like you're coming from some type of really not nice situation. Okay. What is this Eight of Cups and the High Priestess in reverse? The Mother of Cups and the Fool. What's this Fool and the Mother of Cups? Whoa, that's way too many. I can't take all those. What's this Fool and the Mother of Cups? You have a new beginning with someone else here, possibly. You have a relationship that's possibly getting started, or you have two parts of you that are really coming online together. There's some type of... Okay, hold on. This is something else. What is this? Death? Sorry, this reading's going to go long. It is what it is. Death to the Eight of Swords. There's some type of other situation you have going on that's also undergoing a transformation that's different than this other one. It could be a romantic relationship, a new romantic relationship, or an old romantic relationship that's going through a transformation. But it's not this thing I've been talking about you're walking away from. It's something else. Some of you have another connection that is going through its own death process, but it's around... It looks like this other... You may be energetically tied to another person that's going through a very similar situation as you are, so that you guys can start some type of new beginning together. Wow, I was not seeing this before. Because it looks like, yeah, what's this Death and Eight of Swords? Two of Cups, yeah. There's some type of relationship there's a possibility of having a new beginning with a return from an old partner. I'm hearing someone possible with Leo placements, or Aquarius. I'm hearing Leo and Aquarius, specifically in Gemini. Looks like this person is, if there's a person that you feel like you've been tied to, that you've had some type of strong, deep connection with, that you haven't been able to really have like any type of, like, it's like the relationship was never able to get off to any kind of real start because this person was dealing with their own fears that were trapping them from being able to communicate. And I'm seeing that this person is going through a death process very similar to yours and finding the strength to communicate a new beginning with you. And there is a possibility of that happening. I just am seeing that that's something that your guides, I guess, want to bring to your attention, that is a possibility. I don't know for sure, though, if they're going to make that decision or not, because everyone has free will. Five of Pentacles in reverse, they might, though. Wow, this is good. This is after you get yourself out of... This person's getting themselves out of a really sticky situation, too, it looks like. Interesting. And it's somebody that is like really your yin to your yang. You say we have Mother of Pentacles came out. Mother of Pentacles came out right next to King of Pentacles. And then we had Father of Cups, remember? And then the new beginning came out with the Mother of Cups. So this is someone that would really match your energy. This is somebody that you would feel a extremely strong soulmate tie to. Someone that you could have had regret with in the past over not being able to start something. It feels like you weren't able to get something off the ground with someone, and it's because I'm hearing some type of avoidance. They were avoiding something with you, avoiding some type of fear, and they've been processing a lot. They've been going through their own death process, and it's all to start a new beginning, a possible new beginning with you. But you would know who this person is. I feel like you would already know them because we have very... Right? They would know them, right, spirit guides? Right? Give me like a new card. Yeah, you would know them. This is someone that's been indecisive about starting a new beginning with you. That's what I'm saying. Or that you've been indecisive about starting a new beginning with. Someone that you know that would be like equal give and take. Very valuable relationship. Very, very valuable. I just feel like this person has been really, yeah. You both are having to make a decision on long-term happiness and to choose to transform, to embody what you need to embody to have long-term happiness. And it feels like with yourself first, of course, as always. But I feel like that's somehow it's really important for you. I'm seeing the Emperor on the back of the deck. It's really important for you and them to be in a very empowered energy because this relationship feels extremely spiritually significant. Okay, I want to get some final advice. This is nuts. Like, this is the most intense. I knew your reading was going to be every single time, Scorpio. I'm like, thank God. I love your energy. I love how it's always so easy to channel for you. It's so nice. Okay, Scorpio. Yes, you are expanding. This is 100% you going through like the most major activation. And to not be so hard on yourself because this is like such a huge thing you've been going through. Like, give yourself a break. Like, you know how many things, like, I had like, this is like so many situations, like the fact that we have a new relationship coming or a return of an old relationship and then you're walking away from another situation and you're just trying to heal and focus on yourself and walk away from some type of unhealthy attachment. Then you have like another possibility of a relationship happening on the horizon and you have the possibility of being a leader. It's like, this is a lot. This is a lot to hold. But I'm hearing that quote of like, God never gives you more than you can handle. And I do feel like for some reason, like you got the most, Scorpio. Like for some reason you got the most because you could hold the most and process the most. And you have been doing this transmutation to turn into a whole new, like embodied being, but it's who you've really been underneath all the freaking conditioning and all the thoughts and the fears and this and all the stuff. It's like you've been like, trying to just accept every single part of you, and it's so beautiful. And to keep doing what you've been doing because it's working. It may be taking a while, but it's okay. It's actually working. And I think you know that. I think if you were honest with yourself, you'd be like, actually, you're kind of right. Like, this is getting better. It may not be where I want it to be, but it has gotten better. And to focus on the good. Focus on the positivity, but not toxic positivity, but positivity. And trust. Yes, trust. I feel like you're stepping into something so beautiful, and I just feel like it's so hard to see because you're processing such deep pain or some type of corrosion. Like, it's just been really tedious, and I'm hearing perilous. And so to just, you are beautiful, Scorpio. You have everything you need. Don't listen to your parts of your voices that tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you can't make it out of the situation. That's a lie. You 100% can. You've got this. I'm so proud of you. I want you to see yourself and be proud of yourself. Raven, Spirit, Truth. I'm getting this interesting message about pay attention to crows, but I feel like there's some type of message coming through. What's the message that's coming through with this crow or this messenger? I feel like you're having a messenger come towards you soon. I'm feeling somebody bring you a message. It could be this situation, but I'm not sure. Beauty. Some type of beautiful messages, some type of message about your beauty is coming through. Someone might send you a text about how beautiful you are. It could just be a friend or just someone that wants to like, I feel like this is someone whose inner child really wants to play with you. I'm getting like this really interesting like message about there's somebody around you that really like feels like their inner child comes out and you guys can play together. And I like feel like that's something that could really help you right now to play with your inner child too, just like on your own. Watch kid movies, dude. I've been watching Pocahontas. There's like Pocahontas, like the shorts on YouTube. I also bought it the other day. And I love Thumbelina. There's the online Thumbelina has 2 movies, but one has no music and you have to watch it with the music. Like, it's not even fun to watch it without the music. So there's one online for free on YouTube. And then the other one I love is The Swan Princess, and that's on Netflix, which is leaving soon if you're in the US. Which I also love. The Swan Princess. I cannot. Anyways, I've been obsessed with kid movies, and I've been obsessed with like really like trying to do whatever it takes to like make my inner child feel safe. And I feel like any way you can feel like vibrant and alive and like focus on like joy, focus on like hummingbird. I'm seeing hummingbirds. Focus on joy, focus on hummingbirds, focus on what do you need to feel excited, inspired, alive, vibrant, rested, recovered, and do those things, Scorpio, because I really do feel like you're moving past such a like insane situation, and this reading has been so long, but like you deserve it. Like you deserve so many good things, and I feel like this is just letting yourself have those good things and have good feelings and not be so hard on yourself and not listen to this external pressure of the situation that's like they're bringing you, because it's not aligned for you to listen. It's aligned for you to continue protecting yourself, focusing on your own self, your own joy, and really focusing on the brand new beginning that you have coming up, and to recover so that you can feel ready for that. You deserve that, Scorpio. You really do. Oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me for so long if you have been, and I will see you guys next time.